You as well, Des? Des got. They both got two. One. Yeah. But these niggas think they House Roman model. Nigga, do something.
You just ready to vibe real quick, twin. You just ready to vibe in.
Liar.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Play a little video game.
Fuck, God damn it. Damn. I'm trying to get him out of here, coach. Oh, I got it. Oh, let me got him. Oh. Ooh. Yeah. My tail was ass in that bitch. My hand was ass. Damn. Yep. That nigga been one twice, but only once for real. So it's first to three. First to two. First two. What? Y'all gotta press. Spiritual body.
When I say this shit real.
All right, welcome back to another episode. You know, it's kind of like rejecting somebody when they get their hand out. So to basically do what he wants. And in this case, that's revenge against someone he doesn't like. In fact, Elon Musk's Tesla stocks crashed because people are thinking, oh, Donald Trump is going to do whatever he wants with American people's power, so we might as well pull out of Tesla because who knows, Donald Trump might ban Teslas tomorrow just because he feels like it. Now, he can't actually do this, but folks are worried about what Donald Trump's revenge would look like against Tesla and probably what Elon Musk would say next. And what Elon Musk says next is Donald Trump was in the Epstein files. And here's where it starts to get wicked. This is before the Trump administration came out with the Epstein files and said, hey, we didn't find anything. Because the thing is, before Donald Trump got elected, he said, as soon as you guys vote me in, I'm going to release those files because I'm a man of the people. When he got elected, he started stalling and not releasing those files. So Elon Musk says Donald Trump is stalling and not releasing those files like he said he was going to do because he's in the file. And Elon's saying this as a person who has a lot of clearance and a lot of access in the government, Department of Government Efficiency. He basically put his government anywhere he wants. The White House says preposterous. But if it's true, why would Elon be friends with somebody in the Epstein files anyway? That just makes no sense. This is the White House thing. And I think what's also amusing about this whole thing is Elon and Donald Trump, if you listen to their arguments against each other closely, they're basically outing each other on true statements. They're basically revealing each other's shady tactics. Elon Musk saying Donald Trump in the Epstein files, that's why he's hiding it. Donald Trump saying, well, he knew about that. He also knew my bill was trash, but he stayed along with me and promoted all of that because it was in his best interest. Now that it's not in his best interest, he's telling you all of these things against him. It's just revealing each other's shady tactics. Now, after they go back and forth on Twitter, they then decide to cool off. Elon Musk reaches out to the White House and says, look, perhaps I said a little too much about, the Epstein files and all that. Let me talk to Donald. The White House staff goes to Donald. They say, Donald, Elon outside, he want to talk to you. Donald Trump says, man, that's a decent guy. Can we wait outside for 1 moment? Do me a favor, put this part on record so the American people can see it. I don't want to talk to Elon. A statement gets released basically saying Donald Trump don't want to talk to Elon. It's kind of like rejecting somebody when they get their hand out. So this is Elon out. Elon runs home as fast as he could, opens his laptop, starts typing, and you know what else, Donald? He gets a phone call. Elon answers the phone. He said, hello? It's J.D. Vance, the vice president. He said, look, Elon, Donald Trump forgives you. Elon said, forgive me, boy. I'm just going to hang up. J.D. Vance says, hold on. He also says, my fault. Maybe I said a little too much as well. Elon says, tell him to tell the American people that. J.D. says, all right, hold on. Let me talk to Donald. JD talks to Donald. Donald Trump puts out a statement. He said, "Look, Elon cool, man. Elon cool. He did his thing. He did his thing. He cool. He cool." Elon said, "You know what? Donald Trump pretty cool too." Answer. A few weeks pass by. Elon's sitting there saying, and who knows what goes on through the mind of an egomaniac narcissist. You probably getting calls from friends saying, "Damn, you really let Trump talk to you like that?" You probably walking down the street, see somebody that kind of remind him of Donald Trump, snicker at him or something. He goes home and he says, "You know what? Donald Trump's bill's trash. He's scamming y'all. Like I told y'all before, he's scamming y'all." Donald Trump literally says, "Okay, Elon must be on that stuff." And on God, that might be facts because the way Elon Musk was flipping back and forth was wild. Donald Trump always flips back and forth on issues as well, but during this beef, you never know which Elon Musk you're going to get that day. Either an Elon Musk saying Donald Trump is great, an Elon Musk saying Donald Trump is in the Epstein files, or an Elon Musk more in the middle, saying, "Okay, perhaps I said too much with the files. Why don't y'all just focus on the fact that he's scamming y'all with this bill?" And then after Elon starts showing documents and data saying, "Yo, America's going to go into a recession. This bill is actually tanking the United States." Pretty true. Donald Trump starts coming out saying, "I'm going to start looking into your business contacts. They're probably illegal. We're going to do research with your own department, Doge." Elon Musk claps back with, "I'm going to create my own party. You ruining the country. By the time you're gone, I'm going to still be here." They just start going back and forth. Now, today it seems they cooled off a little bit. Elon still throws in some jabs here and there. Donald Trump has his own issues with the Epstein files being released, so Elon sneak dissing him is probably the least of his worries. But at the end of the day, you never know when they're going to start beefing. Again, these two are loose cannons, egomaniac narcissists. And when I say egomaniac narcissist, I truly don't mean this in an insulting way. This is just who these two people are. It just seems to be at the core of their being, the Mr. Krabs of the world, if you will. Folks that would do anything for a dollar. It really just screws over the people of the world at the end of the day. But hopefully, they take each other out.
Ooh. Ooh wee.
Our
That was very interesting.
I rewatched the Amazing Spider-Man movies, specifically Amazing Spider-Man 2, to just see if
So the Avengers pull up on Ultron. So the Avengers pull up on Ultron, Wanda, and Quicksilver, and Captain America starts talking crazy like, "Hey, bro, you know y'all don't want any of these problems." And Ultron's like, "Man, if you don't shut your lame ass up, I know your ass was mad confused after you saw all the black people walking on the streets after you got unfrozen. I know your ass was talking crazy to him too. At that man, Captain America's gag cut his whole ass train of thought off." But Tony asked what the vibranium was for, and Ultron was like, "You really thought I was going to explain to you my whole entire plot?" As he yoinked that
Yeah.
towards him and had a bunch of Ultron bots pull up on the other Avengers, and then he blasted his ass away. Tony gets up, and him and Ultron fly at each other. Them boys start mixing in midair. Tony went for this tackle, but Ultron threw his ass off of him, dripped up the wall, and tried to chunk that in Iron Man. But his ass punched it out the way as Ultron proceeded to choke Mans in midair. Threw that nigga up in the air for the self-assisted alley as he I-beamed bro right in the chest. He tried to go for the I-beam again, but Tony dodged out the way. You see Captain America set up his robot. Actually, I lied. Bro got choked out immediately. But my man Thor put in that work. I'm talking about Slam D mess out of him. And Quicksilver annoying ass just smacked Thor in the back of the head and ran away. That's why his lame ass couldn't dodge those bullets earlier. His ass ain't that fast. Cap got his get back on that robot that was choking his ass out and hit him with his nasty ass kick. He tried to pull up on Wanda for her ass and push Bro back, laying his ass out. And then goons with guns start popping up out of nowhere. As the Beast Hot Avengers start taking care of them, we get back to Tony and ass shoulder tackle. As we go back to Cap and Thor, Cap just hit this robot with this nasty ass spin kick. As Thor is getting ready to lay the hammer down on another Ultron robot, Quicksilver's ass is over here speeding through the squabbles. He pulls up on a Cap that just threw his shield and he hits him with this nasty ass right. Knocked his ass clean out. Thor threw Mjolnir and Quicksilver's stupid ass saw like, I'm finna pick up that hammer, but nah, that hoe took his ass on a ride. Ultron and Iron Man keep on throwing their hands. Iron Man hits Ultron with this zesty ass tackle, and then they both fly up out of this boat, proceeding the squabbles. And then Cap and Thor double team this robot. I'm talking about Captain America holding bro's head still with his shield as Thor comes in with Mjolnir and knocks bro's head off his shoulders. And there's no way that those two Avengers needed to double team that robot. I know bro looking up at computer chip hell like, the hell y'all do that to me for? But Quicksilver starts to get back up again. Captain America bullies his ass. He knocks him upside the head with his shield, tells his ass to stay down. As this pitiful ass nigga Brucius is chilling in the ship saying, hey, is it cold breathing time? As he hears a muffled yes, he proceeds to go to the boat. But Wanda gets a call from Ultron. He says, I think it's time for you to start mind controlling these niggas. And she does exactly that, mind controlling each and every single one of the Avengers there. But Wanda gets caught on Hawkeye of all people, as bro puts an electrocuting arrow on her forehead, but Quicksilver shoulder bash bro through a window and knocks his unconscious sister dick. We go back to Tony and Ultron just blasts Tony off of him. Tony's ass must got aimbot or something, because he shot Ultron in the back twice, but Ultron kept flying away. He tried to get this lick off on Iron Man, but it didn't do squat, as Ultron got shot in the back one more time, his ass fell straight to the ground. Tony ups on Ultron, but Ultron says, but the vibranium is getting away. And Tony hits Ultron with the, but you ain't her. That's my goat. But Ultron hits Tony with the, you thought you ate, bro. Nigga, I'm already there. Matter of fact, why don't you go check up on Dr. Banner, see what he's doing. But Iron Man booms Ultron and flies away. We go see Hulk and Mans is geeking his asses off of that stuff. Bro popped 4 perk 30s, turned the Adderall to dust and snorted that hoe. But Iron Man just Google searched Hulk and oh nah, bro is running rampant through this town. He asked for backup from the Avengers, but everybody laid up on Hawkeye. And Hawkeye's like, bro, I could come help him. And Iron Man's like, you know what? Never mind, bro. You stay over there. I got this one by myself. Iron Man calls in Veronica, but we see Hulk and his ass still throwing a tantrum. Hulk over here ripping police out cars, and then these niggas start shooting at the Hulk. And y'all gotta know that this is the Hulk. I'm pretty sure there's clips on MCU YouTube where Hulk is just over here punching actual spaceships from outer space. They're gonna shoot at bro with regular bullets. That's why they dumbasses damn near got a car kicked on top of it. And Hulk was gonna put these dumb niggas out of their misery, but these pillars start coming out of the sky, zapping bro. And here come these dumbass cops again. After Hulk got snared in his cage, I'm going home saying, what's good to my family? I lived another day today. But nah, they want to point their guns at this cage as Hulk starts punching the ground, trying to get up out of there. And he does exactly that, lifts that whole entire thing off of him as he starts going to town in his car. And these dumb ass cops still shooting at him. They just wasting money now because the bullets ain't doing nothing. But Iron Man pulls up in the Hulkbuster suit. And he starts trying to calm down Hulk, but he mentions Bruce Banner's name. And Hulk did not like that. His ass threw a car at bro. But Tony caught it, and Hulk proceeded to shoulder bash the mess out of bro. But Tony hit this nasty ass recovery. Then he starts flying at Hulk. Grips this growing ass 18-foot, 700-pound man up by his head. Then he proceeded to tenderize Hulk back up against the street, getting ready to make filet mignon out of this nigga. But Hulk's had enough of that and kicked Iron Man off of him. As soon as Tony recovered, Hulk's ass is on the road. He started running at bro top speed. But Tony just hit Hulk with his nasty backhand hand blast combo. Knocked his ass into this truck. Tony pulled up on the truck, getting ready to zap his ass. And Hulk out of nowhere just hit bro with this lamppost. And all I gotta say is, how do you lose a nigga that big and that green? But Tony ricocheted off the building. His ass tried to recover, but Hulk just stabbed the Hulkbuster armor right in the arm. And he just starts ripping and tearing away. All these green niggas is the same, I tell you. And god damn, Tony punches the mess out of Hulk off and sent that nigga flying back 30,000 feet as he asked Veronica for the assist hand as Hulk starts running at Tony again. flashing, making this big ass shockwave. Hulk tried to go for this crazy ass grab, but Tony take the grab, throwing that nigga on the ground as he starts to repeatedly punch bro in the mouth. Tony trying to knock bro out early. He do not want these problems with the Hulk. But the Hulk catches the fist that was just injecting CTE into his noggin. But that's what Tony wanted all along as he uses that hand and locks Hulk's arm in it. Tony starts flying away with the Hulk, trying to get his ass out the city. But Hulk says, forget all that noise. Punched the mess out of Tony, had them spiraling into this building. He kicked Tony off of him, and then he started stomping and punching bro in the chest while he was on the ground. But Tony started to get hard pressed. He slammed Hulk up against the wall with one hand, started spraying his ass with sleeping gas, but that's not working. And then this elevator pulls up, and Hulk, the devious demon he is, kicks Tony into this elevator. And I don't know how all the niggas inside the elevator are not Swiss cheese right now, but they all survived. But that was not long because the elevator started to fall down. But Tony caught the cable just in time, letting everybody get out scot-free. Hulk saw vulnerable Iron Man. He said, oh yeah, free ease. Ran and jumped at that nigga Tony. But Tony take the grab again, kicking his ass in midair, dropping him onto the floor, and then my man Tony Stark proceeds to violate. His ass still had the elevator in his hand the whole time, and he swinged that bitch at Hulk. God damn, he cracked that nigga upside the head with this elevator. Getting hit with a whole ass elevator is crazy. Any other nigga would have just called it quits after that. But Iron Man was not finished because Hulk started to get back up in frame one. Iron Man was on that ass. I'm talking about hit that boy Hulk with the one hitter killer, sent his ass to sleep. But Hulk's unconscious ass got back up. He spit his tooth out. He started staring the holes through the Hulkbuster suit. And the only thing Tony could do was apologize. His ass was not built for this life. And in the next scene, we just see the Hulkbuster suit getting thrown through a goddamn building. Tony tried to recover, but Hulk was on that ass. He jumped on his ass in midair onto his other building. He started punching his ass up while scaling up this building. It's a new level of ass beating. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But Tony got his ass awful, slammed into the building while still trying to fly up. But Hulk do not care about no damage right now. The only damage he cares about is the damage he's about to inflict on this nigga Tony's life. Because he's scaling up this building. Catches onto Tony's leg, climbs up his back, and just starts ripping and tearing out all the Hulkbuster gizmos and gadgets. Tony was gonna get some more aid from Veronica, but Hulk smacked the care package into Veronica, killing two birds with one stone. As he's still just going crazy on the Hulkbuster suit, Tony sees a building being built. He's like, oh yeah, that's where I'm gonna drop this bitch ass nigga off. And he does exactly that. He drops Hulk off in midair onto this building. Drops about 14 rockets on his ass as he flies up to get some momentum just to fly down and tackle his ass to every single goddamn floor of this building. And the only thing that's left is just this rubble. This Hulk starts to pop out that hole. He starts looking around like, damn, wait a minute, that hole kind of hurt. But Bruce is starting to come in clear to the Hulk as he sees all these people scared for their life. Like, hold on, my ass was wilding. But then he sees police pull out the guns. He starts getting mad again. But Tony just swiftly punched bro right in the noggin, knocking his ass out. The Hulkbuster won. My ass was wilding, but then he sees police pull out the guns. He starts getting mad again, but Tony just swiftly punched bro right in the noggin, knocking his ass out. The Hulkbuster won. Man, oh man, do I love the Avengers 2. Let me know if y'all want to see me cover more fights from this movie so I can compile them all into one and make one big ass video. And the moral of the story is, I don't know, man. Just don't be a civilian in the MCU universe, bro. Just stick to crime. That might be the only way you can afford a place to live. But other than that, man, I'm gonna get up out of here.
And today we're reacting to Hodge twins finally get their Negro wake up. Oh, we just did this with Doja. Man, Hodge twins too. Now the thing about Hodge twins, right? I remember watching them young, OGs and YouTubes, and then coming back and be like, oh, bro, I remember I used to watch these guys with their names and go find them, and then I was like, oh, they lean a little bit towards the Caucasians that don't really like them that much. Like you can see there's some in there where they don't really like black. You know what I'm saying? It was like that energy. I felt that. You know what I'm saying? So just kind of with that,
guy by the name of Eric Arball went viral. He's a Caucasian man that's living in Arkansas, and his group RTTL Return to the Land. They're going viral for building all white communities in Arkansas.
So I didn't watch this video, but that's what's up. Cool. Cool. That, y'all want to do that, that's fine. I don't think there should be a problem. Yeah, why would I want to live there? Why would I want to live in a place where you'll say, no, only blacks only? Okay. I wasn't trying to go live in the sticks of Arkansas anyway. Maybe this is different if I'm trying to go to a major city. You know what I'm saying? But in the sticks of Arkansas, that's fine with me. Sure. Do that. Y'all have fun. Y'all do y'all's thing. Y'all procreate. You know what I'm saying? Ancestrally create. Made that up. Do what y'all want to do, bro.
And in Missouri. And he was interviewed on TMZ. He was asked a particular question.
Why is European heritage the purest form of European heritage, something that you embrace to the exclusion of others?
Okay, guys, you heard that question. His response was pretty interesting.
Well, for something to be what it is, it has to not be other things.
So for something to be one thing,
I see where he
it cannot be the other. This is his defense for starting an all-white town. He wants to have shared values, shared phenotype, a particular shared culture. And what he's saying is, as much as I may like you, or I may think highly of you, you are not this because you are something else.
Right.
And this is important for racism. This is where it starts. There's a fundamental principle about it. Anybody who practices that will say, because you are not this, you are the other thing, and then the two things cannot mix.
He's right, you know.
But this hasn't stopped certain people from grifting. And one of the guys that grift a lot are the Hodge twins. Now, the Hodge twins started off on YouTube doing, in my honest opinion, bodybuilding and satire.
Right. You know, they funny, they twins, you know what I'm saying? They live. Good times. They eating food and it's funny. You know, this is the funny time of YouTube. Cool. You know what I'm saying?
And he builds
Two people I started watching recently, that having me and my girl laughing, the Trend twins. Them boys is funny, man.
a really big fan base. Well, their low budget videos and lack of innovation in the way they were going caused their fan base to fail. And people started to notice a change in the content.
Somebody needs to study the fall off of the Hodge twins. Because I
different time of YouTube. But also, look in the most popular. 11 months ago, a year ago, you have two reaction videos that are competing up here. Multiple reaction videos competing up here with 9-year-old videos from when they were, at their peak. And mind you, this is a video from that time period that's doing that. They have a mixture of reaction videos and this. This is the state of YouTube right now, bro. Reaction videos are very, very lucrative. But this is the thing. It's only for a specific group. You have to have some type of say. People keep hitting me up in my DMs, and I can't respond to all of y'all saying, "Yo, you inspire me to do my reaction stuff," or "How do I get a reaction channel?" I tell y'all all the time. The only way is you have to get a face and a name on YouTube for something else that's bigger, like they did here, for people to give a fuck about their reactions. See, guys. Now look how many views they get on their reactions. Look how often that they're getting the videos that are going. Look how long they've been getting videos to go with all these views, bro.
within 6 months. This is 6 months of videos here, guys. Look at this. Now, if y'all want, if we want to pocket watch, we can look right here. What's this at? Let's see what this is right here. They're making $25,000 to $71,000 a month on this channel, right? We could probably get it a little bit closer. It's always normally closer to this number, just so y'all know. All right.
I was really thinking about this. I was like, is this a case of like chasing the bag and also inadvertently fumbling a future bag?
So this particular person was a fan of the Hodge twins, and he realized something.
And them two being these two big, light-skinned, raunchy brothers that are twins just makes sense in those kind of movies. Judd Apatow would have loved the Hodge twins, right? And I think to myself, that potential was screwed up because they thought to themselves, the conservative money will always be consistent and will always be cut. It's always going to be there.
So he understood something that's pretty interesting. First of all, the Hodge twins, they could have went to Hollywood with their natural talent, but they sold out. And how did they sell out? Well, they started making conservative media content. But what kind of content? Well, it was the content that started disrespecting blacks.
Yeah.
You can go to their Twitter space. They do it
I'm telling you, they be disrespected.
all day long. Look at this one, July 29th. The kids get on it too. If you think blacks are there bad, just wait for the next generation. This is a lot of their content. Look at this one. The black trans-genders are always the worst. He also says this, black guy with the pack and black hoodie embarrasses himself with AutoZone when the manager was watching him.
And the reason why this is sellout too, because like the amount of good things that have, like now this is the thing, I get it. The good things don't sell. This is why it's selling out. So the good things don't sell, but it's like you're a black person, right? Strictly, like, okay, how can I like going for the negative things that are going on, you know, like just making it not doing any uplifting of, you know, anything like if your own culture. I see that they're probably half black, half white, but like there's no uplifting within any of that. It's like the black. Oh, look at this 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 black. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't. It's. I'm in these type of scenarios. It's hard for me to explain myself well. Hopefully Don watches this video because I would like for y'all to listen to what he has to say about this because he's actually been on both sides of this, and not in regards to him putting down blacks, but he was doing conservative media at one point, and but he's came to a different conclusion inside where I think he's a little bit more pro like explaining why this is wrong. So go rock out my dog. Shout out to him. I just wanted to say that, but it's like this is a form of selling out. See what I'm saying? Because my mindset is like, if I'm a black person, and although yes, I know, like you don't see white people have let's just say it, white people have also done a lot of bad things, right? They've done a lot of things that are, I don't want to go list out, but they've done a lot of bad things, just as any race has done a lot of bad things. Just as any races, they've also done a lot of good things, just as any race has done a lot of good things. You feel what I'm saying? But you don't see this. Two white guys that are, you don't really often see two white guys. Like, yeah, the whites are out here, the whites are doing this, and the whites are, and the whites, and the whites, and the whites. Like, you don't see that. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like some would say, oh, because whites don't do the same things that, right? So there's this a form of selling out. I wish I could speak on this better, but I feel like y'all understand what I'm saying.
So basically what happens is the Hodge twins went from a comedic duo to an anti-black conservative duo in order to make money once their comedic duo started going down. And you gotta
I think they genuinely feel this way.
understand something. their mother was black,
Oh,
so they love their black
also their daddy was
mother a lot. But they did grift to this particular kind of conservative, anti-black leaning space, alongside of people, let's say like Candace Owens or Brandon Tatum, and it's gotten a lot of people upset.
The Hodge twins are demons, bro. These two guys are demons. There's no other word to describe them. They have millions of followers. They've been on YouTube and they've been on social media for over 10 years, and they built their platform basically by bashing black people. And they decided to use their platform to attack a 17-year-old, a young man, not even an adult yet. And they're using their platform to try to attack not only this man's character, his family's character, before the trial even starts, so that way the public view will not think highly of him or his family.
As you can see here, you have somebody upset because the Hodge twins were basically, they're hating on Carmelo Anthony only to appease their all-white audience. Now, one of the things that the Hodge twins will do is they will react to videos. It just so happened that they were reacting to the Eric Arval video, and they were reacting to this new all-white town documentary, and they said something that was interesting.
To be honest, I don't want to live in the United States of America if it's not majority white. Once it becomes majority non-white, it's gonna be a much different.
The fuck you mean, nigga?
It's gonna be a much different country. Well, that's just a fact. If you just look at voting statistics, how ethnicities other than white vote, this country would be totally different. So I understand the fear of white people want to live in a country that's majority non-white. I understand that fear wholeheartedly because I don't.
You understand that they don't want you. They don't want you guys. I just want you to know that. All right. If y'all walk to these gates, they would probably, just to make an example out of you, they would put you up in the front, hung up, things carved in your body saying, just in case any of you whites would have come here. Why'd I say that? If any of you white blacks would have come in here, this will happen to you. Go back to your daggone people. You understand that?
I want to live in a country that's majority non-white because it would systematically change our country.
Now, they said something that was interesting there to me. They don't want to live in America when it's not the majority of white people, even though they themselves are not white.
Because now